Greetings. This is Justin Allen, the Elite Nurse Practitioner. Welcome to the Elite Nurse Practitioner Show, a podcast dedicated to nurse practitioner entrepreneurism and achieving financial freedom, where I talk directly with nurse practitioners who need help. Listen up, our market is saturated. Jobs can be scarce. We are underpaid. We are undervalued. We are taken advantage of by the sharks within the healthcare system. And frankly, screw that. Sick of it. And it's time for a change. And listen, I'm here to help make that happen. We are powerful. We can forge a path where we are in control of our career and ultimately our financial and personal well-being. You do not need to submit to healthcare administrators and your doctor overlords. You do not have to take the measly salary. You do not have to work 50 to 60 hours a week. There is a different way, and I'm here to show you that path. This podcast is raw and unfiltered. I have not talked with the nurse practitioners in this podcast prior to the call outside of an email exchange to schedule the episode. What you're about to listen to is a consultation session between a nurse practitioner and myself. It is real, it is unscripted, it is unplanned, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Anything and everything can happen during our conversation. The nurse practitioners in these episodes are struggling with an issue in their professional or financial life, and they have reached out to me for help. My goal is to help the nurse practitioner with actionable advice that will enhance and improve their professional, business, and financial life. My other goal is to hopefully help my nurse practitioner sisters and brothers build a more productive, powerful, and free life. So I hope the content and information within these podcast episodes does just that. All right, onto the episode. Hey everyone, today we'll be talking to Kate, who is a family nurse practitioner that was on episode 168. Currently, she operates her own wellness practice where she provides hormone replacement therapy, weight loss, and peptides. She has become a pro at becoming LegitScript certified and utilizing Google Ads. Today we'll be talking about the advantages of becoming LegitScript certified, and I'll be handling some issues that she's having in her practice. Hey Kate, how are you?
Hey, good, Justin. Nice to be back.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so we talked back in, I think it was March, and your practice was doing pretty good. So I guess kind of update us with, what's happened over the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. So I think in the last episode, I had just gotten LegitScript certified, started running ads, and things were picking up quite a bit as far as volume because just a quick recap, towards the beginning of the year, my new patient volume just dropped and kind of freaking out. But I had already applied for LegitScript, got it in March. And then since then, running successful Google ads and getting them optimized, really targeting in on keywords that are important, geofencing my competitors, things like that. Getting those ads up and running have helped. In March is when I got certified. So about mid-March is when my ads got approved. And I had 10 patients in March, new patients. April, I had 20 new patients, and then June so far, I've had 10 up to today. So my practice has increased and that's just with the ads. So I'm not doing any other marketing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about May? I think you skipped May there. I think you said March, April, and then
April. Okay. March was 10, April was 19, May was 10, and then June so far is 10. So.
And those are people you got from the Google ad.
Google. Yes.
Because you
It's just been great.
Yeah. So it's paid for. It's paid for itself.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like that becoming LegitScript certified for your practice? Do you feel like that it's helped you navigate the market saturation around like weight loss, for example?
Yeah. Yes, I do because I'm in a town just outside of a larger city, but there's plenty of competition, and I feel like now, I'm able to compete. I am getting plenty of new patients. Right now, I'm working on optimizing my website. I'm redoing my whole website, my clinic website, so I can get better SEO because I think it's just got stale, and so Google Ads are a great way for me to rank higher while I'm working on my SEO. But yeah, it hasn't been, I think I've been able to compete well. I don't know what other people bring in as far as new patient volume, like competitors around me, but I don't know what average is, but for working part-time in this clinic right now, I think that's pretty good. So
I mean, I think for part-time, getting 10 to 20 new patients a month is pretty good. Like
yeah,
for just a small practice in a smaller town outside of a bigger city, 10 or 20 patients a month
yeah.
is, pretty good. That's converting paying patients.
Yes, it is because I spend probably 700 on Google Ads right now, which is not bad. I mean,
No.
I could spend more. So, but yeah, I have about 3 campaigns running right now. I just kind of play around and see which campaign performs better. If I, but I watch it pretty much daily, kind of tweak things, see. Sometimes I just need to leave them alone, let them grow a little bit. But like I said, I'm also working on optimizing my website a little more because it's just kind of, so I'm completely redoing it. And I think that's going to help with SEO. So maybe I don't have to pay for ads. I mean, I'll probably always run ads, but I think that'll help too.
Right. Well, the thing is, I'm curious. So you launch these they're Google search keyword ads,
Mhm.
right? People type in weight loss near me or semaglutide or tirzepatide or whatever,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Right. Okay. So how many people click on it and go to your site? Do you know do you know that number?
So as far like today, I looked at just like one campaign. I've had 60 clicks. At first, I will just do conversions because I don't want to spend money on clicks until I kind of figure out how things are going, and then I might transfer over to clicks. I don't want to get useless clicks. So I'll start with a conversion, kind of let the campaign grow a little bit and see what keywords are performing, and then maybe switch over to clicks. But so you could do like so click to so as far as people that view it, I would say, are you talking about per day, how many people view like a campaign?
Yeah. How many people see the ad and actually click on it and go to your website?
um Usually I can actually look here. um Usually about like 30 a day, like
30-ish or something. Okay. So
yeah.
yeah. So that's a lot of people
Hmm.
going to your website.
Hmm.
But yet, on a daily basis, 30 people going to your website and checking that out. Now, the question is, how many of those people are actually legit? Like, how many of those people are actual people and not like
Right.
bots and shit?
Exactly.
Um, but regardless, even if it was just half or
Hmm.
even just 25%, you should still be getting more patients scheduling with you. So I
Yeah.
think you working on your website or working on a landing page to try to convert those people going to your site is a good idea.
Yeah.
Now, if you're spending $700 a month on Google Ads, that's not that bad. I mean, one patient basically pays for itself,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I think you working on your website and your landing page is probably the most, advantageous next step. Like, you can launch ads. People could be curious about what you're doing and they click on stuff. But if they go to your website and they're not converting,
Yeah.
then the issue lies on your website and your landing page,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They were interested, but why didn't they convert? Why didn't they become a paying customer? So I think working on that is probably going to be your best bet. And I would say that landing page that you send patients to, should be on your website so they can click around, they can go see who you are, they can see what services you have, et cetera. Just have it on your site. So you create the landing page. So make sure like the navigation bar is still there. You know what I mean? Like don't have like a landing page of just a landing page and they can only schedule and they can't do anything else. So that way they can explore your site, make sure you're legitimate. But the point of it though should be straight to the point, and you should offer them some sort of offer to get them to schedule. So they click your ad, they see, your clinic name offering semaglutide, tirzepatide, testosterone replacement therapy, whatever it is, whatever ad that you're doing. They need to go to that page and you need to book them by giving them something. Okay. Give them some sort of offer. 25% off, your first visit's free, 50% off your first month. If you schedule today, something like that. I think that if you actually make a clear offer right from the get go, I think your conversions probably would go up. Do you have an offer at all right now, or are you just sending them to your website?
Sorry, but
Are you sending them to a landing page right now and giving them an offer, or are you just sending them to your website?
just sending them to the website right now.
Yeah,
It just
just your
spent
website.
like $7,500 just completely overhauling my website. So I usually don't spend that
Okay.
much on, yeah, but it's, yeah. So I'm going to just completely Yeah. So I will do
Okay.
that. That's good to know because they're working on it right now. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, sending something to your website's fine, but
Mhm.
like there's no clear offer, right? So
No,
just
there's not.
imagine if you, yeah. So just imagine if you have a clear offer,
Okay.
people come in for those Google ads, just imagine how many more conversions you're going to have. It'll be significant. I bet you'll 2 to 4x the amount of people booking, and then you'll have bigger problems.
Yeah. 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 No, my website definitely needs, I think that is, and that's why I'm working on that end of things too. Cause it was just, yeah, I just, it was what I started with and I just felt like it was time to change it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think you can do that. I think you'll, definitely be able to
okay.
extract a lot more from those Google ads. So,
Okay. I'll have them
yeah.
do
So,
that.
anyways, I went down a little rabbit hole there, but
Yeah. No, that's a good
all
idea.
right. So your practice is doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's doing good. I need to, quit my hospital job. I mean, it's just, yeah, I know you talk about it a lot, but, I just need to make that jump. I'm hoping by the end of the year I can quit. I just can't keep up. I can't keep up with this, and I can't keep up, yeah, with that at all, and do that job justice anymore. I just feel like I just show up, and
Right.
I don't know. I just, yeah, it's time.
Right.
It's
Right. You don't really care as much as you used to.
don't
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah, exactly. And so it's yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. So it's just yeah, I need to figure out health insurance and that type of thing, which I know that's doable. I know that shouldn't be. So those are things I'm trying to problem solve right now. I just want to get out. Yeah.
Sure. So let's talk about that a little bit. So
Okay.
there's probably going to be some people listening who are in a similar situation as you, or maybe they hope to be in the similar situation, or maybe they're on their way, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I was in the exact same boat. I was still working at this urgent care.
Yeah.
I had my men's health clinics going, my medical cannabis clinic was going, Lead NP was, taking off. And I'm going to this urgent care and I'm like, why the hell am I going? Like, why am I doing this still?
No.
Like, it was the safety blanket,
Yep.
you know? Yeah. Like,
No.
it was a consistent salary, consistent money, benefits, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so I think there's two things you need to consider here. Number one is how much money does your clinic make and how much money do you make at your job? And number two, really think about the long-term picture here. How much more could your clinic grow if you were actually able to focus on it?
I think it could grow a lot because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my office manager's in here. I'll try to fit in calls when I can, but Thursday and Friday is when, I'm seeing patients and, yeah, and I could just, yeah, I could be working on marketing more and, yeah, that's a lot of time away from it. So,
Yeah.
um,
I will say this, that when I did decide to quit my job, my businesses, they took
yep.
off because I had the time, I had the energy for it. So, it's June right now. That's another 6 months before you leave. Like, do you really want to wait that long? I
No.
guess my question for you is, how much do you make at your hospital job and how much is your practice generating right now?
So my hospital job is, yeah, I make $46 an hour. It's terrible. 46 an hour. I've been there for 18 years. And
My Lord.
I know it's just, yeah. So it's in that, I know.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is.
How much does your practice make a month?
So I net anywhere from 12 to 15,000, just depending on what I'm doing that month.
And you work at the hospital full time?
I work there. It's part time, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's not. It's bariatric medicine, and we're really slow right now. I think GLP-1s have really hit bariatric surgery hard, and so yeah, so not a lot.
I would just leave. I mean, you're making $15,000 net in your business,
Mm-hmm.
and you're over here making $46 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't make $15,000 at your job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you probably don't
No,
get close to that.
no, and that's before taxes. So, but still.
Right, right. I think that you're probably in a safe position if you wanted to leave. I think you just need to just get the guts to do it.
Yeah.
I think you need to look at the long-term picture here.
Yeah.
Because you will be able to make up that loss of salary within months,
Okay.
probably.
Right.
Like you'll be able to make that up super quick. And before we started this call, you were talking about building this course business essentially to teach providers, medical practice owners on how to become LegitScript certified and how to use Google Ads.
Yeah.
If you put your time that you spent working over here at this hospital
Yeah.
into that and your practice, I can guarantee you will make more money than you're making at that at that hospital. I can promise you.
Yeah, I think so too. It's the same. Yeah, yeah. I just need to do it, and I might do it sooner than 6 months. I mean, I'm already looking kind of like I said, health insurance and things like that. I've just got to figure out. Which that's not. I mean, I can, So.
No. Health insurance is okay. That's health insurance, 401k match, long-term, short-term disability, dental insurance, eye insurance, the things that an employer gives you. These things are so cheap to get. They're really health insurance is the big one, right? So this is what I do for me and my family.
Okay.
All I do is I just go to healthcare.gov or whatever it is, and I just go to the marketplace. And every November, I enroll into a health insurance, plan. You can scroll through all of them. You can buy a really cheap one. You can buy a really expensive one. You can look at all the plans and just pick one. And now you're insured, and you just pay for it through your business. I just put it on my business card. I just pay for it every month through my business. I don't even notice it, to be honest with you. I just don't even. Yeah, I don't even notice it. It's like, there's three of us on our health insurance policy, and it's $1,100 a month. Now, that might sound expensive, but it's really not that bad. I have a very high deductible plan. I mean, I'm a nurse practitioner. If my kid gets an ear infection, I prescribe him something.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Right. Like if I have a problem or family or whatever, I call an antibiotics for them. Like I don't even use the insurance. I don't really need to use it. It's just there for an emergency, basically, right? So, and like medications, like prescription medications. Like I'm on like telmisartan for my blood pressure. Like I don't go to a pharmacy for that. I just buy bottles of it through my practice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. 401k match. 401k matches are bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They're garbage. Who cares? Whoop-de-doo. Thank you for the $2,000. That that really moves the dial in my life. You know? Dental insurance is dental insurance is bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. It's usually cover up to $750 and the rest of it's out of pocket. Anytime you go to the dentist, you're going to spend more than $750 anyways, right? So like, I just pay cash for it. I get my teeth cleaned twice a year or whatever. It's $150. Big deal.
Yeah. That's a good way to. Yeah, that's helpful. I'm so ready. Yeah, I just want to. I can't do it all. I'm just. It's too much. It's just.
Yeah.
So
now, go leave.
Okay.
Every single NP I've talked to never regrets quitting their job and focusing on their business. I've yet to talk to anyone or hear from anyone that they regret it. Not one time.
Hey, I'm not going to wait till Christmas. I'm going to do it.
No, just quit. Just leave.
Yeah. No, I'm going to. I just went in last week. Well, so I figured out. So my accountant's going to switch me over to an S corp come 2026. So I can. Yeah. So I just need to ask for of course I'd pay myself a wage. Maybe I don't know. Or would I even?
Yeah. So when you convert over to the S corp, you only pay yourself a salary for tax purposes. So, if you're at your practice, let's just say you quit your job and you decide to go all in on your practice and this LegitScript certification course business that you want to, that you're creating. Okay. That course business will take you 10 hours a week, if that.
Right.
Okay. That's the beautiful thing about that. It is super passive in nature. All right. Mm-hmm. So that won't take you that much time. Okay. Your clinic will take you what? I mean, how long does it take you to see patients a week? 20, 30 hours?
I've
If that?
done 8 phone calls this morning before 10 o'clock. They're like 10 minutes if people are doing good. I mean, it's like nothing. You,
Right.
you know,
So you will probably work less and make more money
right,
because you have the time to focus on, working on your business instead of just
right,
in it,
right. And
right?
I thought about an NP, like having an NP just part of the time so I can even, I don't know if I'm, 'cause I
I
have a
would.
friend who's interested.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Why
Yeah.
not? You could even hire an NP from another state to just do telemedicine follow-ups for you too. I mean, there's ways to, utilize an NP that won't cost you that much money.
It takes a lot of time, follow ups and stuff. Because, yeah, it's, so maybe I'll see how things go on my own. And then, but that would be my goal next is to get an NP and just to kind of a 1099 just to see follow ups. And yeah,
Yep.
because I
Yep.
honestly, I don't want to see patients anymore. I just don't. It's not. I yeah.
I
Mm-mm,
don't blame you.
mm-mm,
I don't either.
mm-mm. I'd rather work on the because I'd rather work on the business part of things than the patient care. I love my patients. Don't get me. I mean, but I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I really don't see patients anymore. I
Hmm.
just I just don't.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you just get to a point where as a business owner, you just kind of just get sick of it. Like
yeah.
you get more of a dopamine hit from working on your business than you do seeing patients.
I
And
agree. I agree. And I know
you
not
kind of just start,
everybody's like that, but I do. I think that's the part I like the most. And so
yeah,
yeah, getting
yeah.
an NP and
Yeah. So just imagine what you could do if you actually had the time to create the processes in your business to allow you to not have to see patients anymore.
hmm
Right.
hmm
Like, you hire, I guess the way I would do it. So if you quit your job, you're going to, if you quit your job, you're going to have to rely a little bit, you're going to have to rely a lot more on the income from your business now, right?
yeah,
So you wouldn't want to just go full blown and hire NPs and then your margin goes down a lot,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I would start very, very slowly with
Okay,
this. I would just hire an NP for 10 hours a week or,
okay.
basically something around there, 10 hours a week. Pay them straight production. So they might not even work 10 hours a week. They might just work,
Yeah.
4 or 5 some weeks. Some weeks they might work 10 or 20 hours. Some weeks they might work 2. It just depends on, how busy it is.
Okay.
So just pay him straight production, like I always talk about there, in the other podcasts. Just pay him whatever you think is reasonable for a new patient and a follow up.
Okay.
If follow ups take 10 minutes, they can do 4 to 5 of those an hour. And if you're paying them $25, $35 a follow up, that's
Okay.
really good money.
I was going to ask you about that for follow up, 25 to 35 bucks an hour. Yeah, that is good money.
Yeah, 25, $35 an hour for new patients, $100.
Yeah.
But they need to meet certain goals. Like I'm not paying you for a visit
hmm
where the patient you basically just said go somewhere else, we can't help you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to pay you to follow the hormone replacement therapy guidelines because I don't make money if we do that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
right,
Right.
right. Same with the weight loss, Okay, this guy's BMI is, 30. Well, he wants a GLP-1, give him a GLP-1. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
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 So you have to make sure you really screen the NP, make sure that they're going to
Yeah.
be okay with following your clinical protocols, not what the
Yeah.
guideline says.
I'll try it on my own for a little bit and do the 10 out. Yeah. See, kind of check out some people and look for an NP and yeah, that's a good idea. Just starting in like 10 hours a week, like,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. If you pay him straight production, it's there's no risk for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, there's none. There's no risk. And if you're paying him $35 for a follow up, $100 for a new patient, I mean, think about it. I mean, how much does that really decrease your margin? 10%, if
Yeah.
that.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
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 So I think that's kind of how I would go into it. I would say I would hire that NP sooner than later.
Okay.
It might not be a bad idea to hire that NP before you quit your job. So like in the next month or so, maybe start, that friend that you have, maybe just talk to
Yeah.
her or him and see if they
Yeah.
want to jump on board and just,
Okay.
just give them a
Yeah.
few patients. Slowly ease them into it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. That's a good plan, I
Now,
think.
now I know you mentioned something before on the call about packages or something,
Um, as far
or
as
some pricing or something with your practice.
I think.
Yeah, restructuring something. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up. All right. I hope everyone's enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to take a quick break to thank everyone listening and also give a big thank you to all of my social media followers and email subscribers. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our email list at www.elitenp.com and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Email subscribers will receive updates on new weekly podcast episodes, multiple weekly articles we publish, new courses, and everything else related to helping you succeed. Remember, all Elite Nurse Practitioner courses are designed to help you build a niche practice, increase your financial strength, and to break free from the rat race. If I can break free and that other countless nurse practitioners can break free, then so can you. Additionally, please share this podcast with your other nurse practitioner sisters and brothers out there. The more NPs that venture out on their own, the stronger our profession will become. Now, let's get back to the episode.
So, well, I was thinking about with my TRT and weight loss, not sure yet. I'm always back and forth on this stuff, but charging people 3 months at a time, because I think that's what I was thinking about. Because yeah, right now, I mean, people. I like the other day, I had a guy that said, "Well, I just have TRT as an add-on service to weight loss for him, and I'm just charging him $100 just for the testosterone." And when he ordered, he's like, "Well, I think I can go somewhere and get it cheaper." And I just ordered him 90 days worth of testosterone, and so I'm like, I need to be. I don't know. I was thinking about just as far as like bundling. Yeah, I guess packaging. What I was talking about is maybe charging people 3 months at a time. I don't know, but then some people can't afford, when it comes to weight loss medicine, 3 months at a time. So I'm just kind of. What do you do?
You have both off. I mean, you have both, right?
Yeah.
So it's either monthly, and if it's monthly, I don't order more than 2 months worth of any medication for them. I just don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they screw you over 1 month, it's not a big hit,
No.
right? If you give them 3 months and they screw you over 2 months of that for the pay, then you actually lose some money. So I would offer, have both, because if you have a monthly subscription, it prices in people.
Okay.
If you have these really expensive these really expensive packages, it prices out people.
Yeah.
So have both of them.
Okay.
So have just the membership that's $150 a month, $200 a month, whatever it is, and then incentivize people to buy the packages, because it's always better to have the money up front.
Yeah.
Always better.
Yeah.
Right? 3 month, 6 month, 12-month packages. Okay. So I would have a 3 month, 6 month, 12-month package.
Okay.
The 3 month, 10% off. The 6 month, 20% off. The 12 month, if they want to buy 12 months worth from you at a time, you give them like 30% off or something like that. Okay. Yes, but most people will probably opt in. At my practices, most people do the 3 month. Like that's probably the majority. Have a handful that do 6 month and 12 month, a handful, but most do the 3 month. So we just give them like 10% off. And I would much rather have someone give me, we charge like $150 a month. So, it's $450 for a 3 month package of testosterone replacement therapy, but we shave off like 10% of that. So it ends up being like 400-ish or something like that. I'm still making money.
Yeah.
The patient's happy. I've had the guaranteed money. If they fall off, they fall off. It's not my concern. They've already paid me, right?
Okay. One thing I was going to ask you too, do you keep testosterone in your clinic? Like office supply?
Yeah. Office supply for injections. We don't dispense it, but we do injections.
So, for example, if they need an injection, they're out or something, or they need, they can come by and get a shot. That type of thing.
Correct. Yeah, you can buy those 30 ml clinic vials from like Empowered, Olympia, and stuff like that. So.
Okay, that's something I don't do that, and I just through Empower I just filled out their application for that. So, do you just keep a safe? I mean, I guess I just get a safe and sign out like what you give a patient.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It just has to be in a locked cabinet, essentially. I think there has to be like a 2-lock system on it or something. So basically, like you just put it in your cabinet.
Okay.
And then inside the cabinet, you buy just a little cheap $100 one of those fireproof safes or something.
Okay.
And just throw it in there. That way you're meeting the DEA guidelines. I mean, is anyone going to come in your practice and really steal your testosterone vial?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Like, so I'm not really, it doesn't need to be Fort Knox. You don't have fentanyl,
Yeah.
you know what I
Right.
mean? Or
Right.
oxycodone or something. Um, so yeah, so you just store it, like I said, just a lock cabinet, put a padlock on it, lock it, put it in a
Okay.
safe, call it a day. I've never been audited by the DEA ever, but just in case, it's there. And then the logbook, really easy. You just put the patient's name, the date, the time, how much you gave them,
Yeah.
and then from what vial. Like, that's pretty much it. You just need to make sure you can track it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I need to do that. Yeah, I need to have some of it available in the office. It'd be nice. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else.
Anything else you want to talk about with your practice?
Those. Let me think. I'm just looking through my list here. No, that the biggest thing was like, yeah, when I can when thinking about quitting my job and transitioning over from that, and that was helpful because that's the because I can't. Yeah, I just can't do everything. I can't keep up with everything. And plus, I've gotten a lot of, a lot of people they want help with their Google ads, LegitScript, and that takes time. And then my practice, it's a lot. So,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about that because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
So, the LegitScript certification. I know we talked about this a little bit in 160, in episode 168. So, you were telling me that you wanted to, okay, so you've helped some NPs get LegitScript certified, right?
You set up Google ads, yeah.
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 Okay. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, so you've helped them, and now what kind of results are they seeing?
So right now, since I just kind of started this, as far as Google ads, they're getting return on. So far, I've done, I'm trying to think. I've set up for probably 10 NPs as far as Google ads, and it's just starting. So we're just kind of seeing how things are going. But so far, they've said they've had return on investment. It's helped a lot. Usually, what I'll do right now, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going through and helping them set up their first Google ad campaign. We just set it up together. We just walk through it and go, just start and then follow up, see how it's performing, see what we need to make changes on. And then with the LegitScript process, same thing, just go through the application. And that takes time to get back though. So it's, I have yet to see kind of, still working on that, but, ask me in 6 months again. Hopefully everybody's doing well, but yeah.
But most of them have seen a return already on the investment.
Yeah. And that's been good. That makes me feel, cause I feel, like I'm helping, cause I know what I went through, and I just feel like it's so nice when I get that email. It's like, hey, thank you so much. This helped, it's already paid for itself, and so, but like I said, I'm early in this, and so it'll be nice to see as the months go by how people are doing, even long term. The more they meet with me, and so but yeah, and I'm trying to. Go ahead. Sorry. Oh no, I think I'm also trying to kind of remodel kind of how I'm delivering that to if people want to just take a course or something like that. So.
Right.
Still.
So I think that's the big thing a lot of people need to understand with being, LegitScript certified. Like, I get emails all the time about it, and a lot of people are like, what is it, like $3,000 or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 3,000. Yeah.
And a lot of people are just like, I can't justify that. And it's like, you have to look at this as an investment.
Right.
Like, it's when I talk about investing in your business, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, this is an investment into your business, and it should pay off. And it's, from the sounds of it, most people it does, because now you can advertise on Google and YouTube and everything that Google has, and you can literally say semaglutide, tirzepatide, testosterone. You can say these names, and your ads don't get bounced back, or they're declined essentially. Like, all of them are approved, right? As long as you're not advertising cocaine, like.
Yeah. And today I had a campaign. And Google came back and was like, I looked at one and I'm like, it's not running. Why is it not running? It's like 99% off from I'm like, what's going on? Well, they'll do that every now and they'll say, well, this is restricted. So I have to go in, and I'm like, okay, no, here it is, so Google every now and then will still have you like present your certification. And so I'm like, anyway, but it's not that hard. It's not that big a deal, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just algorithm stuff, right?
Yeah,
So,
they'll yeah, you got to check on that stuff because they'll still like you still have to submit it here and there. So
right,
anyway.
right.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so I guess once someone becomes LegitScript certified, they can now advertise within the Google, basically the Google network, right?
Yes.
And so once they become LegitScript certified, they can go in, they can create Google search ads, click ads, all of these different things.
Yes.
And you don't have to worry about those things not being approved anymore. So like,
Hmm.
if anyone out there is listening and they're trying to create some Google search ads, you have basically two options, right? You can either create an option, you can create an ad that's super generic in nature, like men's health clinic now open or
Yeah.
weight loss clinic now open or whatever, and hope that they don't like search your website, search the
Yeah.
destination, because if they search the destination and they see those medication names on it, then they
Yeah.
might, not approve your ad.
Yeah.
So you have that option, or basically don't advertise on Google
Yeah.
unless you
And
become legit certified.
yeah, I mean, it's not other marketing, but it just doesn't work like Google ads for me. It doesn't work like, it just, that's where, I mean, because yeah, my patients, I'm like, where did you find me? How did, Google. And so, and now the other thing, the only downside to that is I'm getting calls from pharmacies and reps like crazy because they're finding me, they're finding me now. And
Right.
so yeah, but yeah, it's definitely been a game changer because, like I said, I couldn't run ads, and I was like, "What the heck? Why are all of these big companies able to run these ads? With terminology, like drug names and that's where I figured out. I'm like, there's LegitScript. They're LegitScript certified, and so yeah, um, and I put it on my ads too. I don't know if patients know what that is, but I put it on like my Canva ads, that were LegitScript certified. You have to be careful where you put the sticker. They're very picky about you putting it on certain. You can only put it certain places. But anyway, I mention you can mention it. You just can't. Yeah, they have some rules that they want you to pay attention to
Yeah.
when you get it. But,
Well, I mean, I'm sure that adds a little bit more legitimacy to it. A patient might not know what it is, but they see,
right.
ooh, this fancy little symbol, LegitScript
Yeah,
certified.
yeah, it's a fancy little
Right.
symbol, and then we launched it kind of, told our patients what it was, and yeah, so then yeah, at the end of all my little ads, I'll put that we have that certification, and so yeah, I think and it's nice to put on your website, I know, just
Yeah.
right front and center. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, how long does the process take again to become a legit certified?
it takes about 4 to 6 months. It took me from October to March. And then, I had to keep resubmitting things. They would have questions about, something, and then I would resubmit stuff and, or they'd want clarification on something or they want me to change something. And so those little things take a little bit longer, but you can expedite the process for like $1,500. So would I have done that now? I probably would have now just because I was, my patient volume was dropping and I wasn't doing anything, I just, yeah, I mean, that changed everything. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it can take a lot. I mean, it can be a lot shorter of a period of time if they want to spend
If you
fifteen
want
hundred
to
bucks. I mean, I
expedite
agree
it,
with you.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's totally worth the
I
investment. So
think it
like,
is. If I could do it again, yeah, I totally would have done that. So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's about five
and,
grand
and
if you do that.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So the people that you consulted with, these 10 people, they probably did the expedited one.
Uh,
Sounds like.
yeah, a few of them did. Yeah. Yeah. Like probably
Yeah.
half, but not, some, it's expensive. So, I mean, just depending on where you're at in your clinic, how young your clinic is, in budget. So, yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
So anyone listening to this who is concerned about market saturation, within this alternative medicine space, HRT, weight loss, etc. Anyone listening to this who's concerned about um, maintaining their market share within their region or via telemedicine and might be concerned about these larger clinics or other competitors coming and taking their patients, this is one avenue that you can take to make yourself stand out compared to the other clinics that aren't doing this, because a lot of clinics aren't doing this because number one, they probably don't even know about it.
Right.
And then number two, they don't want to spend the money on it. They don't have a long-term perspective, right?
Yeah.
If it costs you $5,000 to expedite it and get, get accredited or whatever, certified in, 4 to 8 weeks. It
Yeah,
is worth
it
that
is very
because,
well worth it.
right. I mean, more and more people are still searching for testosterone, HRT, and weight loss and semaglutide, GLP-1s. People are searching for this stuff. So like the sooner you can get it done, it's going to make you a lot more competitive, and it should help protect your practice. Like you should see growth versus stagnation or even a decline, like a lot of people are seeing now. I talked to an NP earlier this week, and he had a like banging telemed weight loss clinic. I mean, making a lot of money. Like this was $1 million practice.
Yeah.
And in the last few months, he has seen his patient
Yeah.
volume decrease significantly.
Yeah, it's
And
scary. That's kind of where I was. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, and then I realized people just didn't see me anymore. And so yeah, and and I figured out too, what I started doing is researching, like I would plug in sites like Hims and Hers. I'd do like broad match keywords and see what does Hims and Hers use, what keywords do Game Day, and then I can pull those up and see what words are, those words that go in, and then I can do a little more exact match for the competitors in the area. I can kind of plug them in, see what keywords are coming off of there. And so I make a spreadsheet of all these keywords and just play around with them because yeah, I do. I look at the big companies, what are they using? And then also my competitors around me. And then I'm kind of, learning to kind of geofence around people like close to me. And so just, getting some of that, those little, those little things sure help. That's crazy. I know I was there. I know exactly how that feels.
yeah, well, you've remedied the situation somewhat, right?
Yes.
So I guess I want to ask you. I know that you said you're trying to, you're developing a course
Yes.
on how to, teach people how to become LegitScript certified. Like you were doing it, on your own, charging whatever you're charging to do it for them.
Right.
But that ends up being expensive, right? Like it takes your time.
Yes.
They have to pay you for your time plus the certification itself. So it can end up being a pretty substantial investment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're wanting to develop a course then instead to teach people actually how to do it themselves.
Yeah.
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 And I think it's a smart move.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of NPs listening to this probably would bite on that, because if they could just do it themselves,
Yeah.
and then you teach them how to do these Google search ads and this
Yep.
geofencing and all the stuff that you're doing, if you can teach them actually how to then utilize the benefit of becoming certified,
Yep.
I think a lot of people would find a lot of benefit out of that. So, so I think it's a really, really good idea. And I would recommend anyone listening that, if you want to gain a competitive advantage, consider doing this. I think at this point in time in this market, you need to do everything you possibly can to be as competitive as possible. And I think
For sure.
LegitScript certification is one of those things that definitely sets you apart from a lot of other people. So,
absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to reach out to you, to take your course, if it's not developed yet, right?
No, I'm working. No, it should be available here in July. July 15th is my target. So and so I'm going to do like an early bird special on that, for anyone that wants to enroll, and then that way they can take the course, they can figure, do, get that going themselves and learn how to do it. So because paying somebody to do it, as far as like marketing agencies don't watch, your ads like you do, and just teaching people how to, watch their ads and
No one cares about your business more than you do.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody cares about so teaching patients, your or NPs like me to do it on their own and to make changes according to how their business is going and how much volume they're getting from them. So
yeah, it's the smartest thing to do. I agree with you. I've used marketing agencies before, and I just found that they can just do a lot of the busy work for you that you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, I have always found that if I do it myself and I actually monitor it myself, I get better results. But you just have to understand how to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to know how to do it. So So I will. Yes, I've got that in the works and finishing up on that course, and So yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
So the early bird discount's going to be how much off?
It's going to be 25% off. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
And if anyone wants to get on, since you haven't started this course yet,
uh-huh.
if anyone wants to get in on that, do they just email you?
Yes, they can email me at consulting.medlaunchus.com. Mm-hmm.
So consulting at
US.com.
medlaunchus.com.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All
yeah,
right. All
just
right.
email
So,
me, and then and then I can take it from there, and we can, I'll get you ready for that. So
okay.
yeah,
So consulting at
dot com.
medlaunchus.com.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Medlaunchus.com. Okay. So that's like your preliminary kind of landing page.
yeah. So they can email me that. So my landing page right now is medlaunchus.com.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. And then
yeah.
the email is consulting at
Consulting at
medlaunchus.com.
medlaunchus.com. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. I got you. So right now you're helping people do it, but
Just
you'll do it for them basically, right? You
right
want to have this
now.
course.
But the
Yeah.
course, but I think that the course is how, going forward, the course is the way
Yeah.
we're moving. So
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be a hell of a lot cheaper, I'm sure. So,
yes, a lot
um,
cheaper than hourly.
yeah. Cool. Cool. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a good idea. I think if anyone is actually serious about doing it, I think it's worth the investment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
well worth it for me. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
was really, yeah. So I was nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helped a lot because you just realize
Yeah.
how
It's
many
getting tough
people,
out.
huh?
I was going to say it's getting really tough out there in some markets.
Everyone's doing this. I mean, a lot of people want to do this stuff. It's a good place to be, and it is. It can be really competitive. So
Yeah. What's gonna happen in the next 3 to 5 years? This is just, I guess this is a theory of mine.
mhm.
This is just a prediction based off of a gut feeling. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, what we're going to see is we're going to see very significant displacement happen within the professional space. And I think it's going to be for two reasons. I think number one, it's going to be market saturation.
Mhm.
And we're not even talking about just in the medical field. We're talking about other fields as well, accounting and law and stuff like that. There is a saturation going on. People are going to these schools and they're getting, they're graduating.
Yeah.
They can't find jobs. They want to start their own business just as
Mhm.
much as everyone else does.
Right.
Right. And so it's just this snowball. It's just this ever revolving door of just saturation, new grads, people starting businesses,
Yeah.
not able to find work. And I think it's going to get worse in the next 3 to 5 years. And then you add on top of that artificial intelligence with it, and you're going to see some significant displacement. I think in healthcare, we're going to be somewhat shielded by that for a time. I don't think we're going to be completely shielded by that. I think in the next probably 5 to 10 years I think medicine will start seeing some pretty significant displacement from artificial intelligence. Like, I mean, I've seen there was a study done and they had 3 groups of doctors. One group, so basically they told these 3 groups of doctors, make the diagnosis. Okay. One group was just the doctors
Mhm.
make the diagnosis. One group was doctors using AI
Yeah.
to make the diagnosis. The third group was a straight up AI doctor, just straight up artificial
Oh
intelligence,
my God.
make the diagnosis. I think it was like 70% accurate for just the doctors. The doctors using AI, it was like 74% accurate. So it was like their bias, they didn't listen to the AI, right? The AI was like 99% accurate. So you're going to see some displacement here, guys. Like, it is inevitable. Like,
I think so too.
thank God, as a provider, you should be okay for a time until something happens where there's like these robo docs, and I mean, it's possible as long as
Yeah.
there's some regulation that allows it to happen. That's going to be the thing, right? Like, from a regulatory standpoint, will the United States allow that to actually happen? It's going to be totally dependent who's on office and who the lobbyist is. That's really what it's
Yeah.
going to be dependent on.
Yeah.
But like
It's so true.
some professionals, like a pharmacist, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Pharmacists are done. Accountants are done.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
done.
gosh.
AI is going to totally displace them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, yeah. take any advantage that you can right now and make as much money as you possibly can. And I guess what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
LegitScript certified, becoming certified is something that's going to make you a little bit more competitively, advantaged. By all means,
Right.
do it. Yeah.
Well, for example, I will go into ChatGPT, and obviously I have my brain from school, but I'm like, okay, this is my patient's lab values, blah, 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 blah. And I'll read it in until this is a 67-year-old, blah, blah, blah. And it will, we can tell what if it's on the right track. And I'm like, man, this is crazy.
It is crazy. I know NPs who are basically uploading patients' PDF labs and Claude or ChatGPT, and it provides this beautiful PDF document of the breakdown of the labs, what it means, et cetera, and they just hand those to the patients. Like,
I mean, I use it so much for stuff, just everything, for macros in my EMR. I can just put in lab and the scenario, the patient scenario, and
I use it every day.
I do too. I use it constantly. I don't know.
I'll make another episode about AI here soon. I think it's gonna be something.
I think that'd be good.
About.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just anyway.
Well, cool. I know we did an episode before, and I ended the episode with you asking me a question. I know you asked me a question back on episode 168. Is there a question or a curiosity that another one you might have, or something that's developed in the last couple months?
Any new endeavors that you've taken on a lot of stuff? You do anything new? Any new businesses or new things that you're,
So right now I'm doing two big things. I'm brokering I'm brokering practices right now. A lot of NPs who own some practices want to get out.
Oh, yeah.
They want to sell their business, get a big paycheck and get out.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. I would too.
Yeah.
So I am brokering some businesses right now, but don't email me unless you're doing $500,000 net. Anything below that's not really. It's not worth selling.
Yeah.
So you need to be doing at least $500,000 a year net to even consider selling your practice. If it's below that, it's gonna be very hard to sell. And then they got another thing going on. I'm not really keen on really mentioning it here, but I'm sure people have seen ads about it. So Anyways, well, cool. Thanks for hopping on here. And by all means, whenever you get that launched, let us know. And post on the Facebook group. I mean, I think a lot of people will like that.
Facebook group.
All right. Cool. It was great talking to you.
Thanks, Justin.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the show. Quick legal disclaimer. The content of this podcast is meant for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be used as legal, financial, medical, regulatory, or practice-specific advice. For information pertaining to your specific legal, financial, medical, or practice-specific needs, please be sure to consult with your lawyer, CPA, medical director, and/or your state's practice laws and the most up-to-date clinical guidelines. As always, do your due diligence when it comes to any information found online and in podcasts. The content in this podcast is copyrighted by Galaxy Medical Southwest 2023 and cannot be duplicated, rebroadcasted, or reproduced without our written permission.